Finally, the Biddleman Show has arrived, bringing you the best in current events, pop culture, and what's not shenanigans we come up with every week. Saying what's weird this week. With me is my current band of cohorts, misfits, whatever you want to call them, my friends. Mr. Corey DeBone himself. Corey, how you doing, bud?
Mr. Biddleman.
The lady that makes it all happen, Tiffany Castillo.
Hey, what's going on?
And the man behind the glass that no one can ever see, Christian Carpenter.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Well, we're going to get right into it. We have a fully fun-packed show for you tonight. We got a lot of South by Southwest talk. We got some R. Kelly. We got some exes. We got some cool things for you. So we're just going to get right into it. Basically, this week, we've been covering R. Kelly since the beginning of time. And literally, so this week he went on CBS's morning show with Gayle King and had his first real interview after all the new allegations came out after the Lifetime series. And this is the first thing he had to say.
Have you ever had sex
No.
with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never.
No.
I have to tell you, it's so hard to believe that based on all that we've
There's-
read
I'ma tell
and
you
what the
something,
women
Gayle,
have
there's
said
one
about
sit-
you.
I'ma
And what
tell
the
you
women have
something.
said about you.
What women said about me. What women. So nobody's allowed to be mad at me and be scorned and lie on me.
So they're lying on you. That's your explanation. They're lying on you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely.
You feel that people have maligned your
I
character.
have been assassinated. I have been buried alive.
This is
But
your first
I'm
time hearing it?
alive.
So I think the point you're making is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you have never held anybody against their will.
I don't need to.
They-
Why would I?
Well, I'm-
How stupid would
You've
it
never
be
held
for R.
anybody-
Kelly?
He's like
with
staring at the
all
camera
I've
right
been
now.
through
So
in
he's
my
literally looking at the camera. He's like,
way
how stupid? Where's the camera?
past
How stupid would it be?
to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50, you said. How stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say you
That's
were holding...
stupid, guys.
I didn't-
Is this camera on me?
There you go.
Yes.
This is bad.
That's
This is so good.
stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle.
Wow, man, that's
Stop
pretty
it.
detailed.
Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah, he gets up trying to
Yo,
looks like he's going to
tell me
swing
what
at her.
I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert,
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it. I hope this camera keep going.
no, we're going to
This
let
is
the
not
camera keep
true.
rolling.
This is great.
This is not, doesn't even make sense. Why would I hold all these women?
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Well,
We should go with, they think I'm stupid. They want
me
things
get your
from
passport.
the
why?
I'll get your passport.
Exactly.
Don't blame me.
Man.
No, really though, you can make a whole new song out of that.
Yeah, we might have to do something for it, but literally, he's like, so of course, it came out last Wednesday, and you know, it shocked the news cycle. Basically, you know, it was all about this today, and it's literally insane. He was bugging out, crying on air. It was live TV, you know, like
So like,
it wasn't live, it was pre-taped, but still.
but still, so like, you know, you always play the devil's advocate. Like, I want to hear your take on it. So like, you now saw him finally get emotional and like really get upset about it.
Oh yeah, because his life is over if this thing, if you know, if the new cases are true.
Right. But like, do you think that this was genuine? Like, I didn't do this, or do you think it was like a
yeah,
my life's
over? It's a little bit of both almost, because he's really tugging on people's heartstrings now, because it's the first time he said something in public, and you know, could he be acting? You don't know. We all seen Trapped in the Closet. He did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah.
Now you're trapped in the closet.
I mean, but are those stories true? They sound so outlandish.
But yeah, I understand 1 story, 2 story, 3 stories, but there's like 7
Yeah.
people that come out with the same exact story. They didn't talk to each other before this. You know,
Yeah.
even when his ex-wife is saying this stuff, and he goes upon saying later in the interview, you know, people are hating on him, but like. I understand hating on him and then, you know, saying stuff like this, but with the same exact story, the same thing happened to them over
All right.
and over and over again.
So let's examine the evidence.
Okay.
Why would you hate R. Kelly? Like, is his music like take this stuff out of the situation?
Yeah.
For a minute, right. Like, why?
You got to mess with the pod things. Keep going.
Right. Like, why would you? There's
Yeah.
no reason to like hate him. It's not like he made like controversial music. Or,
No,
you
not
know
at
what I
all.
mean?
No, but in return, like that Michael Jackson thing came out, and like everybody's now seeing like that side, and people are starting to sympathize with it. So like, that's what I mean by devil's advocate. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. There's no real reason to
I
hate
just
him.
think that none of us will ever know the truth. And what stands, you know, me being a woman, is that it's hard, and these things happen, whether they went to happen intentionally or just the way that things went, whether there was
fall
drugs or alcohol involved or things like that. So it's not something that really the public can judge.
And it's kind of, you have to be their situation to know exactly what happened.
Like
and-
it's one of those things that we are just watching this for entertainment, and that's why like I feel that maybe like you know, we have to talk about this because a lot of
Yeah.
people get emotionally involved. Think about how emotionally people get involved into politics and emotionally get involved into a bunch of things that maybe it's not necessarily their job to do, and you know they don't understand the repercussions on both ends.
Well, I mean, look at it, right? So we have Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
got in trouble, right? They proved that whatever, right? So they can prove in this case, you know, if they have to, right? If enough people come forward. But I mean, look at what I'm saying. You got people.
Hasn't R. Kelly already been to court?
He's already been acquitted in 2008.
Yeah.
He was already acquitted.
Michael
for this stuff.
too. Jackson.
No, of course. And I'm not saying anything against him. I'm not like saying like I agree or I like him. I'm just saying it's one of those things where like, you know, I feel like the public is kind of torn. You know,
It's 100% because we say this all the time. You know, how good is an artist to be and not ever get in trouble? You know,
Yep.
like, we talk about this all the time. You know, celebrity statuses and everything like that. Yeah. You know, especially now, well, you know, with R. Kelly right now, he has to defend himself because the allegations are so rough and so harsh against him. Like literally, like you said, keeping ladies locked up, you know, in rooms, not letting them out, not letting them eat. You know. Basically being a complete utter monster to these girls, and you know he said it too. You know he was trying to see his kids. He can't hang out with his kids anymore because you know I'm sure you know they think one way, and especially the social media era that we're in right now. You could say like, I'm not saying girls are making it up, but if they get a book deal out of this, if they get a reality show out of this,
Yeah,
if they
but
get this and that
people
out
do
of it.
that.
You have too much consilience, right? You have too many sources
X-Factor,
saying the
too-
same thing. You have the fact that he says, "Do you have your passports? Did you get your shots?" I mean, that's a smoking gun, dude.
No, of
Also,
course.
And if you listen to his tone in the interview, right? To me, he sounds like a guilty guy.
Oh, he's out of the defense,
And he
100%.
says something like, you know, saying something like, "Why would I do that? That's common sense." Like,
Yeah, exactly. Saying that,
You're like rationalizing it.
Exactly. So play that second.
I need help.
What kind of help?
This is the kind of help I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart. Because my heart is so big. People betray me.
Your heart?
And I keep forgiving them.
You sound like you're playing the victim here. You sound like R. Kelly. You do. When I listen to you,
I'm
it
just
does
telling
sound
the
like
truth.
you're playing the victim
I'm just
card.
telling the truth. And the reason I'm emotional,
Robert,
and I
have you-
apologize for that,
No,
is
no, no,
because this
no.
is the first time I was able to say
speak.
something.
Yeah.
I've said nothing.
Yeah, so this is the first time he said something since the allegations came out, since the show came out, since everything else actually happened.
To me, it can go both ways. I don't know. It's not that I don't think he's guilty. I think he's guilty, but you never know. Maybe it got taken over that ledge that now the details aren't the truth.
See, the fact of the matter is the girls were there.
They were there.
We know that for a fact.
He did
Right.
wrong.
The girls
I'm not
were
saying
there,
anything,
yes.
but maybe now they're what's that word? Like
Playing it up,
playing it up, and maybe that's where all
crying
that's
wolf,
coming in.
maybe. You
Yeah.
know? So if you want to switch topics, then we switch topics with something related, and we go to the Michael Jackson stuff. You know, with the Neverland. You know, documentaries came out on HBO this past week.
Yeah.
You know, people coming out 20 years later, you know, 30 years later. It happened, what, the 90s? And, you know,
Sorry.
the allegations came out? Like,
My thing is like if you're gonna wait that long to say something, then just don't say nothing.
the Bill
at
Cosby
all.
shouldn't be in jail right now, honestly. you
No.
know? And
Yeah, well, the statute of limitations on this stuff is open-ended.
is it really?
Yeah, you don't.
I think for every state it's different or something like that. No, or I don't know. They're trying to change it.
I don't know. But that's like a thing that I have. Like, if you have an issue, say it now. Don't say it later.
Well, Mike, you said earlier that since Michael Jackson is now dead, they're not getting their hush money anymore.
So yeah, we were talking before the show. So obviously, either they were getting paid off before. Now that he's been dead for so long, and people are fighting. His family's fighting over all the the Jackson family money. Basically, everything's tied up. They're not liquid anymore to pay the people, pay the kids out, or pay whoever they need to pay out before to keep everyone quiet.
That's true.
I personally know his lawyer.
Okay.
Michael Jackson's lawyer right now. And that is still very present, period. Very present.
It's always going to be an asterisk. He was the king of pop. Now it's an asterisk over his name.
No, but I'm just saying, he does have, the representation is still there no matter what. So, don't let that think that, maybe they're not getting paid off for this, that, and the next. No, it's very active. I've actually had the honor of meeting this individual. And, it's not that he sides with Michael Jackson. That's just his job, and
it is what it is.
He's an incredible person, and he's very serious about everything that goes in and out of everybody's ears. So don't think that for 1 second that they're not being
look,
it gives a window to open it out.
Just pull yourself back for a minute. Okay, the guy has a ranch. And kids go there. Mike, you have a ranch that you bring kids to? No. Okay. You ever go up on stage and ask a bunch of young people and girls if they have their passports and they get their shots? There's some obvious things that normal
Very
people
obvious.
don't do this stuff.
No,
dude.
they don't. I just think that the glorification that comes with it is where that's the fine line.
People are trying to people trying to cash in. It could be because of this, or with book deals.
I'm not saying
stuff,
that it's
movie deals with
and I'm not
stories
sticking
and all
up for it because I'm totally against everything that's happening. I just think that people are glorifying it now and just throwing it out there, whether it's to get a paycheck, whether it's to sue, whether it's to this or that, and at the end of the day, I don't think it's for the public to uproar about. I think leave it to the courts and leave it to the people involved.
Yeah, the courts always get it wrong, though. We need some vigilante justice in this one.
They didn't get it wrong with OJ.
No.
Definitely not. Definitely
Where's
not.
Batman when you need him?
Exactly, right?
I just want to say that was our first real controversial conversation.
First of many, but we're still going with this. But even with that, we're talking. That even leads up to the whole. It's so hard to say this without looking like a total dick. Basically, just believing girls when they come up with accusations. In the first place, you always got to take. You don't take it for a grain of salt. You got to look into whatever they say, no matter what. But
look at me. I have 150 dancers and models in contract with me.
Yeah.
This is actually something that
It's prevalent
in my life, and I deal with this all the time, where they come to me and they say that X, Y, and Z happened, and I have to be the boss and really decide if X, Y, and Z had a reasoning for why it happened.
Yeah, and it stinks to say that to be over flirty or not even asking for, because that's the worst thing. It's so horrible to even say. That they're asking for. No one's ever asking to be touched inappropriately or to have things taken over the line.
Okay, but I might, and you know what? I'm gonna get a hit right now because I know I'll probably get backlash for this being on air, but a lot of the times when the girls come up to me and say something and they say X, Y, and Z happens, I'm like, well, you did this. And you did that, and I specifically told you not to do that, and you did it anyway.
Yeah.
And guess what? This happened. So, what are you going to learn from this? And then they go to me you're not going to do anything about it? No, I can't, because your actions kind of made it happen. Yeah. And that's something me being a woman, I'm in a man's industry, and I present myself a certain way, and it's very important, and this is a very important message. You can't take anything for granted. Who you are, how you represent yourself. You'll never see me in a bikini shaking my booty at a music video shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can. And I hire girls that do so. But as soon as the camera stops, you put on your robe and you sit down and you wait to be called again. You're on a professional set. So anything that you do that you don't take my guidelines to, unfortunately, it's your, now I don't want to say fault.
Yeah.
I can't
for
put the
every
full
action
blame.
there's an equal reaction,
Yeah.
Right.
It's not as if you're sitting there catatonic, right? You make your own choices as an individual as well.
Exactly. And that's something I always say, I was out the other night with my friend Michael, and he was like, you know what? You're going to make a lot of money in this industry. And I was like, well, obviously. But why? And he was like, because you're not like everybody else. You're not there like sex sells. You're not there like this is this and this is that. You don't put yourself out there. If anything, I always see you being you, and therefore people always respect you.
Oh, without a doubt. That's the biggest thing in this industry, not trying too hard or not, you just got to be yourself and hopefully things work out for the best. But it's a bad situation. Like, these girls in the first place, the rumors for R. Kelly have been around for years. Everyone in the industry knows the rumors. So if R. Kelly asks you to move to his house and stay with him, other girls have done it before. It's like
Just
it's kind of like
don't
a too good to be
That's what
true
I'm saying.
situation.
Like, you have to ask yourself, like, what are you doing? And, what are these artists doing? Like there's the Harvey Weinstein thing, right? There's all these, things in Hollywood and in the entertainment industry. And some of it's like to get ahead and some of it's like a victim of being, partying and, but at the end of the day, I mean, there's people who do the right thing. There's people who do the wrong thing. Like, we've heard of R. Kelly.
I think that all of our listeners like kind of back up on this is if they look up Jesse Reyes' video. It's a short film. It's called Gatekeeper. It's an actual story about the industry, and it pertains to the story very well. So if you look it up, it's Jesse Reyes with the Z, Gatekeeper. Look up, watch a short film, and it will teach you a lot about this industry and what we're talking about, and it'll open your mind to exactly where we're at.
No, 100%. This industry is known for being dark and dirty. Getting ahead. And if you don't get ahead this one way, you're never gonna have it. You might not never have an opportunity again to get to where you are, but they get to the next level. So you feel like I pretty much have to do whatever they want me to do, or else I'm never gonna get a chance like this again, or no one's gonna find me or discover me again, and I'm SOL basically.
It's a double-edged sword. I mean, you got all these women who came out against Harvey Weinstein, right?
Yeah.
But he's also a mega filmmaker and helped your career.
Exactly. You would be nothing without him.
Which is
nothing.
It,
And how bad was it to watch him touch himself in the shower? Like, you're nightmares about that.
Oh, Jesus.
Louis C.K.
Exactly.
Right.
No, exactly. Like
It was a guy who literally says that stuff in his stand-up routine.
Yeah,
Like, it's
100%
not a
fact.
surprise. Like,
No, like
to be honest
you
with you.
think he's like he plays the single dad, the single divorced dad very well. Talk about touching himself in the corner before his wife, before his girlfriend comes home or his kid runs in the room or something like that. But the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, too far from the tree. Man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But guys, we got a great other half of the show. I can't believe we went on this long for it, but that's what we do here. We got what's hot coming up in the second half. We're talking about South by Southwest. And we're going to talk about some things that have been happening on Long Island recently that's kind of disappointing. So, guys, you're tuning in. You're watching. There we go. We do both platforms now. Watching The Biddleman Show. Guys, check us out everywhere on all social media platforms at The Biddleman Show. Check out our new Instagram and Facebook page. We got some really cool new applications on there. We have some cool applications on there. You can fill out anything you guys want from us, advertising-wise, clientele-wise, getting your songs played on the show-wise. Anything we can do to help your career, we're here to help you guys out. Guys, stay tuned. Always forward, never backwards. See you in a little bit.